Hi, everybody. If you're watching this, thank you for tuning in. I'm sure pretty much anybody who has tuned into this call is aware of who we are, but I'm Mindy Hord, and this is Greg Plaskett and Melissa McAllister. We are all Team Beachbody Coaches. Greg and I were selected to be part of the PiYo Test Group, and Melissa is a master trainer who actually teaches people on how to become PiYo certified so they become instructors. If you don't know anything about PiYo, I'll give you a little background. It's a new program. It's going to be released at Summit next Thursday to coaches only, and then it will go live.
Hi, everybody. If you're watching this, thank you for tuning in. I'm sure pretty much anybody who has tuned into this call is aware of who we are, but I'm Mindy Hord.
Okay, sorry, my bad. Okay, it was going on my YouTube thing, sorry. So anyways, it's going to be live and available to the public on June 23rd, available on the Team Beachbody website. Little background about Beachbody is we offer at-home fitness programs, and Chalene Johnson is the trainer behind this program, and it is brand new, and she designed this basically to help people like herself. She had, if anybody follows her, you know that she's a spunky lady with that does turbo fire that is high impact, and it's just a kicking program. But a lot of times, one thing that she said, if you've gotten on any of her calls or followed her, is that these programs are great, but our bodies aren't really designed to jump up and down and take a beating all the time. So obviously, our joints suffer, and people really have a lot of injuries that can happen. If you do insanity, if you're doing high impact workouts, and she was one of these people who suffered. And flexibility plays into a big part at the type of workouts you get, and keeping your injuries down. I won't go into too much because there are webinars out there that she has done live, but essentially she was watching Cirque du Soleil with her husband, and she really started studying this with conditioning coaches and developed PiYo years ago. And Melissa was going to go into more about this because she has been around PiYo for a really long time, but she developed it because she tried yoga out, and because of her personality and the type of workout she likes, it was really slow and really boring. And this is one thing that I've heard from a lot of people from doing P90X or P90X2 is that they know that they need yoga to improve their flexibility, but it's just boring. And another thing is Pilates. It's a lot of controlled breathing, and for myself who has ADD, Pilates was just very painful for me to sit still and try to coordinate movements with breathing. So Chalene incorporated two things, or yoga and Pilates, and put it together and created this program. But it's where you're constantly moving, but not moving super fast like Turbo Fire where you can't keep up. So this is an excellent program. I've told everybody, if you follow me, that I'm a weenie. I just started working out when I became a coach and started P90X in February of 2012. And I work out because I know I need to work out, but I don't like to work out. One of the things that I found with people is that when they're working out, day one's great. You've got all this, mean well, and then day 2 and 3 and 4 set in, and you're sore from head to toe. One thing about P90X is every morning I woke up for the first day 2 to 10, I felt like somebody beat a different part of my body up. And that is very discouraging for a lot of people because they don't think that it's ever going to get better. And so one thing for me, when I started PiYo, along with this group of over 25 other coaches, Greg being one of them, was that I noticed that I could feel that I had moved my body the day before, but it wasn't so discouraging that you couldn't get up off of a chair or sit down and be in pain. So that was really, it sold me right away, is that my body didn't ache. And when we started it, we all had different goals. And one thing that I have noticed in the group, and this pertains to everybody who is familiar with Beachbody products, is we have tons of products and programs out there for different people who have different goals, fitness levels, and likes. And the group was made up of people who like to go hard and other people who are weenies like me. And this program actually suited everybody. And one thing that Chalene talks about is that this program isn't really geared or designed for one certain type of person. This is great for people who are just starting out. These are great for people who love insanity, who love turbo fire, who love lifting weights, who love you know, running and just need a break. And so this is something that I feel is going to be very innovative to everyone in the fitness world, whether you go to the gym, whether you're doing P90X, whether you're an insanity instructor, whether you're, somebody who runs marathons, is that everybody needs this and everybody can do this. It doesn't matter if you're just starting your journey or if you have been into fitness for, 5+ years. This is really designed for everybody. We've had there's one of the coaches in there who I know that she's had a great transformation, but she kind of hit a plateau. She has her eating in line, but when she started this, I think she lost 12 pounds total, and it was amazing. And one thing that a lot of us discussed in the group was the fact that our bodies need a break. And like I said, Chalene said our bodies weren't designed for high impact and jumping all the time. And so, she felt that this was a way for her body to be restored and help her get past the plateau. There were things that we saw in the group amongst all the participants. People were saying that, this is the first time they've seen this low of a number on the scale. And there was just things, such as improved flexibility. And I'm not going to go into too much more about the science because I don't want to bore you. If you are a coach, this is one thing I've been telling everybody who's reaching out to me, is go into your coach online office, go into the frequent asked questions, and you're going to see a huge amount of information there as a coach that you can share with all of your customers and your challengers and people on your team. Also, we have the YouTube channel, which is from Beachbody, where Chalene just did a question and answer live call, I think about 2 weeks ago, where you can get a lot of information. And there's also the PiYo Workout page on Facebook that you can like, where it tells you a lot about this. But for us tonight, we just really wanted to share our story, our experience of being part of the accountability group, and a little bit of more in depth about what PiYo is, how it's been created, and how you can get certified from Melissa. So I'm going to let Greg share his experience first.
Oh, I thought Melissa was going to go. No, that's okay. Yeah. Hi, everybody. When I got the email that came in and asking me to be part of this test group, I immediately jumped on it. I figured, well, a guy in PiYo could be interesting. And it's not something that I honestly, I don't know if I ever would have done the program, and I'm really glad I did because, like Mindy said, it does. My body so needed this. I teach Insanity. I just finished P90X3. My body was beat up. I'm 42 years old. I'm not 25 years old. And it needed something. I don't like not working out, but it needed a break. And this was absolutely perfect for me at this time. And, this is a workout, guys. Don't think that it's a walk in the park because it's not. It really isn't, And I'm going to be honest with you, it started off the first couple, I'm like, wow, okay, this is going to be easy. And as the weeks went on, even in a couple days, about the second week, things get harder. And what happens throughout the program is they take some of the harder ones, and now they're stacking them like back to back or skipping a day where there was an easier workout the week before, but now it's the harder one. It progressively gets harder throughout the program. So don't think you're going to come in here and just knock this thing out of the park, because I'm going to tell you guys, you're not going to do it. I didn't modify anything, and if you follow Chalene and you follow, I don't know if Melissa's in the video. I don't know if you said that, Mindy, but Melissa is in the video, killing those bowling. I don't even remember what the heck the name was. The bowlers straw. What are they called, Melissa?
Bowlers.
Yeah, those things are deadly. But it's not an easy workout, And what I liked about it too is there's a modifier in this program that is facing 90 degrees from you, sideways. So you have a perfect shot of how the move is supposed to be, and honestly, there's nothing real complicated with this. There's a couple moves that are a little bit advanced, but there's nothing that's like so crazy that you're not going to be able to ever do it. I don't think. Get ready for push-ups, because there's a lot of push-ups. And one thing that I've noticed is my core strength now is ridiculous. My wife and I did a couple P90X3 workouts this past week just to see, and things that were harder for us before are now wicked easy, and especially for her. Her core became much stronger. and now she's able to do a lot of the moves in that she wouldn't be able to. She loves PiYo. This is like her thing. For me, it was a great experience, and I got results. I lost 7 pounds out of it, but I got rid of all my weight from the cruise that I had. Beachbody sent us on a cruise in March, and I got rid of all that extra weight and really had my abs back after this program. And what's crazy is my biceps gained a 1/4 inch, which I never, if you bet me money, I never would have thought that would have happened. And my chest, although I wish it got bigger, it did gain, like, I don't know, I think it was like a 1/2 inch in my chest, which, again, you're doing a lot of push-ups, so that is explainable. But the arms, it was just kind of surprising. I didn't expect my arms to grow at all. You're going to have a lot of, what am I trying to say? I don't know. It's just a lot of flexibility when you're done with this program. You know, I always, like, I'm a P90X guy. I always like that. But, you know, it's yoga, I don't know. You got this, you know, Tony's this crazy ohms, you know, but no. This moves faster, and honestly, Chalene's really great with her energy. And, you know, I've dabbled with Turbo Fire. There's no way ever that I'd be able to do that. I look like a clown with, like I don't have that coordination. But this is so easy. It's so easy to follow her. It's not anything like a Turbo Fire workout. And some people are great at those. For me, I'm not. Very, very easy to follow. You know, there's a workout in the beginning that shows you all the proper technique and the form. That's the first one. And then you move on from there. And again, I had great results. I do love the program. I'm looking forward to running a challenge group with people when this launches. And guys, don't shy away from this one, because this could be a great workout when you're done with your beast workout or your P90X workout, or even if you just finished Insanity and your body's just needs a break, but you still want to work out. You will sweat with this workout. You will be drenched. And it's actually a workout named that, and it lives up to its name, and that indeed. So that's my story, guys. And you know, it was again, it was a great workout, and it's just something different that I never thought I would do, and I'm so glad I did. It opened my eyes up not only to more fitness, but now I'm even more of a bigger fan of Chalene and Melissa, because she's in it. So anyway, that's my story.
Thanks, Craig. Okay, so I'll share my story now. When I tried PiYo for the first time, it was when we attended leadership in Dana Point, California in September of 2013. Whenever they said Chalene was the one leading the workout, I was like, oh my God, you know, I love her. Like, if you followed her, she is a amazing, inspirational, you know, woman and entrepreneur. She has a great marriage, but I was like, oh my God, I was like, Turbo Fire. I'm like, Greg, I've tried doing it. I look like a buffoon. I can't dance. I don't play sports. I have no coordination. So, but you know, when you go to these events as a coach, it's really important to go. The ambiance of being with, you know, fellow coaches, doing a live workout is just unreal. So I went with an open mind. And then whenever they busted out with PiYo, I was like, instantly I was like, this is like yoga on crack, and this is like yoga on steroids. I'm like, this is awesome. So I started asking everybody, is it available? And unbeknownst to me, I didn't realize that this was a preview of what was coming out. I'm a little slow. So anyways, when I got the email, as soon as we came back from the cruise, and mind you, in the month of March, Ryan and I were on vacation 21 days out of the month. So even though I was pretty much trying to follow the 21-day fixed nutrition plan, I missed workouts. You know, there was days where I drank, with days that I didn't eat right or didn't get the right, you know, amount of servings from each food group that I needed to have to, you know, keep a balanced diet that, you know, based on my weight. So I really needed something. I was planning on starting 21-day fix, and then I get the email saying I'm part of this. So I was ecstatic. I was like, this is the program for me. I had no earthly idea how much this would change my life and how much I would just fall madly in love with it. Like I said, I'm a weenie, so when I started out with this, I was like, oh, great. And I'm going to go with what Greg said. It's not easy, but it's doable. When you don't feel like your whole body's been beaten up, you can move on. And for me, being part of the PiYo Test Group was very life-changing because of the fact that when I started as a customer doing P90X, I was part of a small group that my coach put together, people doing P90X. You had the accountability. You had the feedback from somebody who was, a few days ahead of you or a few days behind you or on the same track. So you knew what you were feeling was not, strange. It was what other people go through. And that's why I tell everybody as a coach or a customer to really get involved in these groups because there's no judgment there. It's just all about support, and you don't feel alone. So getting into this group, since after becoming elite, I'm running tons of groups, and I really wasn't part of a group that was on the same path. So this helped me become more accountable to how I was feeling, and since this was brand new, we had nobody to ask if what we were feeling was normal. And for me as a coach, this helped because, like I said, there's people like Greg who's an insanity instructor. I'm insanity certified, but I'm not an insanity person. So it was nice to hear his feedback from somebody who has different goals and different likes as far as fitness goes. And it kept me honest. It kept me on track. And because I love Beachbody, I love how it saved my life, I really wanted to, I felt honored to be part of this group. And on top of it, I wanted to make sure that I did everything 100% so that I could really give my testimony and a true statement to what this program will do for you. Because, I feel that the test group is not just for me as a coach, but it's to help other people, it's to help people at corporate, and for my challengers and people on my team to really get a good idea. So I followed it faithfully. I mean, I quit drinking. I mean, I actually had 14 beers in the middle of 56 days. But for me, that's huge. I was drinking almost every night. So this was huge for me. I knew that alcohol would alter my results. I knew that it would, mess up my diet. So I stuck to this. So I will say that my nutrition was 95% spot on. And this is one thing that if you're watching this and you're going to do PiYo, whether you're a coach or a customer, is that the nutrition is the biggest part of this. Yeah. People have asked me continuously, what's the nutrition plan like? I want to know what it's like. Honestly, we really can't tell you 100% because, number one, we're not allowed, and number two, when we signed an affidavit saying, yes, we want to be part of this group, we want to be part of the test group, and we won't share any information that we're not allowed to, when they sent us this thing via FedEx that came with 3 discs, they are not even going to look like what you got. They were like little discs, and it has like, test group participant, I was number 11 on there, and then some papers about the general nutrition plan. So I honestly can't tell you what the nutrition plan is going to be like. We have a general thing. We don't know what recipes are in there, but I will tell you, if you've done 21-day fix, this is very similar. You just take the little containers out of the equation, and it's pretty much exactly like this. So for me, I will say that this is a simple nutrition plan to follow. If you're new to this, I would suggest getting 21-day fix this week, starting it, getting yourself in line, starting Shakeology, getting your energy levels up, get acclimated to the changes you're going to make. But it is very easy to follow. If you follow the trend of Beachbody, and since T25 came out, they have made the modifications to the nutrition plans, like T25, all of the recipes on there had 5 ingredients or less, because Beachbody listens to what everybody says, and everybody said we don't like to spend time in the kitchen, we're not cooks, we don't know what these these ingredients are, so they've tried to simplify it because they're not just going to crank out stuff that is impossible for people nowadays to follow. So I will say that based on the information we were given and based on the history over the last year of Beachbody, this program is going to be easy to follow. I've been following this nutrition plan for 4 months, so I can help you. Greg can do the same thing. Melissa can. We're all here learning as we go, but I personally did a daily diary that's on my blog of my workouts, of how I was feeling, the meals I was eating, so that can help you. I can't release it until the program actually comes out. But I followed the nutrition plan. So in short, following a nutrition plan gave me these big aha moments that I had never followed a nutrition plan out of all the programs I've done and all the programs I've completed in 2 years, never followed it to a T. So that's why the accountability was great, is I made sure I did that. And I realized then, it's number one, when you eat healthy, when you follow the nutrition plan, you have more energy and you feel better. When you feel better, you're able to get through your workouts. When you're able to get through your workouts, then you see improvement in your balance, your flexibility, your reps, whatever program you're doing. When you do that, then you actually stay through and finish the program, and then you have great results. When you have great results, you feel amazing. You feel like you can take on the whole entire world, and you feel like a badass. So nutrition, I cannot tell you enough how big of a part this played into it. So I didn't miss any workouts, and we call it a 2-month program because nobody wants to say, hey, you want to do a 56-day program. We call it a 60-day program, but essentially it was 56 days. I followed the nutrition plan, never missed a workout, saw improvements on my abilities and my endurance of what I was going to do. It heated up. And like Greg said, in the beginning, a lot of us were like, oh, my God. Well, I wasn't. In the beginning, there's, the first month is, 20-minute workouts, and all the people who are, like, awesome, like, fitness freaks were like, oh, my God, this is not enough. And I'm like, oh, thank God. And then the second month, once you've built a base, once you've become familiar with the workouts, your balance is improved, your flexibility is improved, your strength, your endurance is improved, then it heats up. And if you've done a Beachbody program in the past, you'll know that this is how it happens. They start off slow, they get you integrated into the program and familiar with it, and then they heat it up that way. And so this is one thing I tell you too, is follow the nutrition plan, be faithful to the program, because the biggest results come in month 2 or month 3, depending on the program you're doing. So it's very important to follow the nutrition plan and follow the schedule. Don't make it up as you go. Don't reinvent the wheel. But by week 2, you could see major definition in my muscles, in my arms, my legs. I run a fit club every Tuesday night, and every week I would go. People were like, holy moly, major changes. If you're the one going through the journey, sometimes it's hard to see the changes when you're looking in the mirror, especially because we all have that negative self-talk in our minds, and we're our toughest critics. But people who saw me on a week-to-week basis were just shocked. They were just shocked at how small I was getting. My husband was my biggest fan, and his biggest thing was, I can see major changes, and I see you every day. Basically, by week 2, not only could you see major toning in my arms and my legs, my face was slimming down, and that was nutrition because, obviously there's not any PiYo moves that affect your face, so that was nutrition. And the biggest thing for me as a mother of 3 is that while we were on the cruise, I was disgusted by my stomach. I could grab like this much like skin. I'm like, I could never get rid of this after having children, and losing weight so fast each time. And I convinced myself that this was normal, that this was protocol for being a mom, and that there was no way to get rid of it other than surgery. So my husband and I decided, okay, in the fall, around October, we'll have surgery and have a tummy tuck and have the skin removed. Within 2 weeks, I was able to totally nix that idea. After 2 weeks, I could bend over and no skin hung over my pants. And I wear tight, like yoga type, capri pants and shorts. I could work out without a tank top on and do a plank. There's lots of planks in the PiYo Workout. And no skin hung down. If you're a mom, I'm sure you can relate. There's times where you plank or you're in, was that not crow, but the plow or whatever, and you've got this huge layer of skin in your face, and it's really disheartening. So I was able to do these things, and it was amazing. So PiYo saved me a lot of money, a lot of pain, a lot of downtime, and this is based on nutrition. So I can't stress enough that nutrition is such a big part of this. Shakeology is a big part of this. It helps you stay stronger. It helps you fight those cravings. It helps you with your energy. So that was my biggest thing, was the fact that I was able to get rid of that loose skin. I still have stretch marks. That's something that we're going to have to deal with as moms, unfortunately. But I don't have the skin hanging over. Another thing is that based on following the nutrition plan that came with PiYo, is that I'd told everyone all along is that don't go off what the scale says, and I still say that, and I still believe that wholeheartedly. But before, I would tell people, I'll wake up in the morning and be 135 pounds, and by the end of the day, I may gain 3, 4, 5, 6 pounds. Well, I didn't realize that was because I was not eating the right meals. I wasn't eating the right servings. I wasn't eating the right portion sizes. I wasn't eating things at the right time. And so, unbeknownst to me, once I followed the meal plan, got the right amounts of servings, did things that I did in 21-Day Fit, consumed carbs and fruit before 5 o'clock, and didn't miss any workouts, then the scale never moved. And as the scale moved over the course of 56 days, it was going down. I wake up in the morning and I have abs, which I've never had in 33 years of living, and I go to bed at night and get in the shower and look in the mirror and I have abs. So nutrition is the biggest part. I can't explain that enough. And by week 2, I was able to completely touch the ground with my fingertips. In the day 1, I couldn't. So these are the things that I really focused on, and these were things that we saw in the group from other people. They were able to touch their toes. They were able to do a pose different, a lot better than the week before. Something that I've shared with a lot of people is we have this like 65-pound speaker that we use at Fit Club, and I would have to like lift it out of the vehicle, set it on the ground, carry it. I would drag it, push it, pull it, kick it across the gym to get it there. And I think around week 4, I was talking to my coach here in town that I run it with, and we were just in the middle of talking, probably talking about PiYo, and I just picked it up off of our truck and then carried it. And then I got all the way to the back of the gym, and I was like, holy crap, I carried this all the way and never realized it. So these are the things that, we try as coaches to get people to focus on, and these are things that I'm trying to get everybody to realize is that PiYo, you may not go in there and jump around like with insanity or, lift, 40-pound barbells or dumbbells, like in Body Beast, but you will increase your strength, and that is what is the most amazing part, is that you never pick up a weight. You're not, bouncing up and down, and you can just majorly improve your strength and your flexibility. And then, like Greg said, him and his wife, restarting workouts, they realize that they're strong. I've incorporated weights back in since I've done, finished the first round of PiYo, and I've done P90X3, T25, and Body Beast, and my weight stayed the same, and my core was a lot stronger. I can do more pull-ups than I could before. So this is just amazing, is that I never lost strength, and so many people think that, yoga and Pilates or, is, not a workout. One of our coaches who came to do the sweat workout at Fit Club, she just thought there's no way I can get a good workout in. So she ran 2 miles there because she assumed that she was not going to get an effective workout, so she was going to make sure she would run and get some extra cardio in. And at the end of the 37-minute sweat video, she was like, oh my God, I underestimated this, and that 2-mile run back home was a lot tougher than what she thought. So I just ask everybody to have an open mind to this, and when you do start it, be faithful to the program. It's 56 days out of your life. If you're a mom and you can get rid of that mommy belly, that mommy pouch that you have that hangs over your pants that you are, very insecure about and affects your confidence, if you can sacrifice that, all that to get those benefits, I mean, it's definitely worth it. And in closing, the last part that I think is the best part that everybody has probably seen and is my husband's favorite part is my butt. My butt has lifted considerably since I started the program. There's lots of lunges, there's the bowler's lunges, there's lots of squats, and I decided after day 1 when I did the first disc, which was a line, which teaches you all of the moves so that you're familiar with it, I realized, oh my, this is really going to work my backside. So I thought I better take a progress picture for before and after. And after 2 weeks, you could see major changes. You'll have to wait till I can release the information on my blog. But there's 2 week and 30-day and day 56 or 60 pictures. You'll notice a huge difference. So ladies, if you're a mom or even men who have no ass, this is the perfect thing for you. This is a total body workout, and everybody needs to do it, especially the guys, because this is going to improve your game if you're an athlete or if you are into Body Beast or P90X or P90X3, just like Greg. So that's my story. We're going to turn to Melissa, and then we'll open up for about 10 minutes, and if you have any questions, I'll do a question and answer, and if we're allowed to answer it, we'll let you know.
One quick thing. Sorry, Melissa. What gave you that ass is bowlers lunges. That's what the move is. Bowlers lunges. That's what gave that ass. That move is brutal. Anyway, go ahead, Melissa.
All right. So you can hear me okay? You 2 thumbs up. You can hear me?
Yes. Yep.
Cool. Okay. So I get the privilege of talking to you first about PiYo and its conception. And I've been a master trainer for a very long time, probably 13 years now. And I remember going to what we call vet camp, where the master trainers would go to California to spend 3 or 4 days with Chalene. And she introduced PiYo to us, and it was so different. I still loved it back then, but it was traditionally yoga and Pilates. You would spend about 40 minutes doing yoga, and then the last 20 minutes was Pilates or core work. And so that's how it started. And Chalene will tell you now that trademarking a name is damn near impossible. And so PiYo is going to stick, but it is so much more than Pilates and yoga. You may have heard me say before, I call it the Swiss Army knife of workouts, because you've not only got the yoga and the Pilates, infusion in there, but there's dance sometimes, and don't let that scare you, Greg. Like, did you ever have to bust out a dance move?
No, not at all. Not at all.
but there's dance influence. There's gymnastics. There's sports conditioning. There's functional training. There's a little bit of cardio. You've got plyometrics in there. You've got strength, balance, flexibility. So for all of you that go to the gym to try to make you the best you that you can be, you're having to take all these different classes or spend hours at the gym, when I'm telling you, PiYo will do that for you in either an hour class at the gym or now a home version workout. It's incredible. I have been teaching PiYo for over a decade. That just made me sound really old. For over a decade, almost probably 11 years, and I'm here to tell you I am a turbo junkie, unlike those two down there, and anybody can do it. Don't listen to them. Anybody can do turbo. You just have to have a good instructor.
But looking good doing it is one thing.
All of my muscle definition that you see is PiYo. I get my cardio from turbo, and I get my strength training from PiYo. I will attempt my hardest to hit a body pump class at the gym maybe once a week, and I miss it. So maybe 2 or 3 times a month I'm doing actual strength training. All of my definition that you've seen over the last decade has been through PiYo and the body weight that you use. So especially for you women, I was really excited to hear, Greg, that you actually gained muscle mass, but for you women that are looking to raise your metabolism, which you will because of the muscle strength that you're going to gain, but it's muscle endurance. So your muscles are going to be really strong endurance-wise, meaning that they can handle an exercise for a long amount of time, versus muscular strength, like men that really want to have the big biceps and only want to rep 6 times. You get nice, long, lean, beautiful muscles from this format. And Mindy and Greg are right. It's extremely challenging. It's an extremely challenging format. And I wanted to share with you the difference between PiYo Live, which is what we call the gym-based version, and PiYo the class. And I might get in trouble because I might tell you too much, but better to ask for forgiveness than permission, right? So you take the PiYo Live class, which is an hour long, and there's many sections in that class. So if you've ever taken it, or if you haven't, we have a warm-up, a heat building, lower body, full body. We have what's called flow, which is more traditional yoga. We actually hold a pose, which is really great for, like I said, muscular endurance. There's a core section, there's a stretch and strength section, and then, of course, a cool down. And each one of those sections hits you about 5 minutes. So every time you take a PiYo Live class, you get to work your lower body, lots of bowlers, lunges, for about 5 minutes. The PiYo home version over here takes that 5-minute section and makes it a full day's workout. Yeah. So what you're seeing now is you are working that lower body for that day for anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes. And the results are exceptional. I mean, instead of 5, you're working it for 40. So you get a mini butt, essentially, because you're working that body part longer. So the PiYo Live is great because you're getting everything done in one class. However, it's kind of a full body quick flush, where as opposed to the home version, you are actually taking that class and you're breaking it apart, and you get to work each body part per day from anywhere from like 30 to 45 minutes. And that is how you get strong, long, and lean from that. So that's the difference between the two. And for me, for those of you that are either yoga and Pilates and you're really interested in PiYo, or you're a coach and you want some credibility, or you think this is the format that you would love to take to the next level and maybe teach at your local church or community center, or even become an instructor at a gym or do a fit club like Mindy. And I think, Greg, do you work at a gym or do you have a fit club?
I have a fit club at a gym.
Okay, sweet. So I do want to really encourage you to consider taking the PiYo training. And for those of you who have never even seen PiYo before, take it from me. I've been doing these trainings for 10 years. They are designed for people who have never seen it before. My job, our job, we have like 60 incredible master trainers. Our job is to take people that have never seen it before and work them through an 8-hour process, so by the end of that day, they feel successful. They feel successful, that they understand the program, they understand how to communicate it to other people. That's the job. That's why it takes 8 hours to do that. So if you've never seen it, but you know a training is coming up, I know the one at Summit is sold out, but there's one coming up, I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, you will leave that training feeling so successful, and you will fall even more in love with that program because you'll understand it. So if you do challenges, you're going to be able to help people through these challenges because you just have a deeper sense of what PiYo is, where it came from, and why it does what it does. I mean, we go through the body and how it helps with, different joint actions, and I won't bore you with all that stuff, but you will leave there feeling successful. You have my word on that. So I feel like a mama bear, and Michelle Park, if you don't know that name, which I hope you do, Michelle Park is the beauty and the brains behind this format. Chalene is the creator, and she's still to this day, even though she doesn't have to, she makes sure that every single lesson or round that we call them now has her stamp of approval. But Michelle Park is our brand manager, our brand ambassador, and she has a lot to do with this format, and she's an exceptional lady, and there is nobody that cares more about the well-being of people. So whenever she puts a PiYo together, it is because she wants to make, whether it's an 18-year-old that is, going for a college scholarship, or it's a 65-year-old going to be able to make it so that they can continue to play with their grandchildren. It doesn't matter. This program is for everybody, and you will see tremendous results. You'll increase your flexibility, your strength, as Greg said. You are going to do a gajillion tricep push-ups. And ladies, the whole, you don't like that flappy thing, it'll completely go away. And when I first started doing PiYo, I could barely do 3 push-ups, and now I challenge you, I could probably bust out 50 because of this program. So you're going to get really strong. You're going to lose a substantial amount of body fat because of the metabolism, because you're building muscular endurance like I talked about before. The muscular endurance will raise your metabolism. But Mindy was right when it comes to nutrition. Nutrition is key. But this program is going to change your life. And I'm really excited that it's coming out. So I'm going to be a giddy little girl for the next several months. And if you have any questions, you are more than welcome to Facebook me, and I hope to answer them for you. However, I am not a doctor. So if you got back problems or you got knee problems, I'm not your girl. You need to talk to your doctor. But if it's something about the program, I am here for you. And I'm just so looking forward to hearing your guys' results and the gushing that you have, because you're going to fall in love with this program.
Yeah, one thing you should be proud of me. 2 days before this test group, I got PiYo certified.
Yay!
So I dove right in. I was with Joey Walsh, who trained us, and I wanted to know what this was all about. If I'm going to be in this test group, I said I got to figure out and just jump in. So it was me and one other guy with like 30 women, and I poked fun at myself. We had a great day. It was a lot of fun.
Good.
All right.
So thank you, Melissa. I will say too, I want to give a plug-in about getting certified, whether it's Turbo, Insanity, or PiYo now, is that if you're a coach, becoming certified is extremely important, especially if, like Greg said, he doesn't think that he would probably ever do PiYo if he had not been picked for the test group. Is he glad he did it? Yes. But he probably wouldn't have done it. For me, I hate cardio with a passion, and so that's one reason I love PiYo is I never felt like my throat was going to close together or my lungs were going to, were sticking together and my heart was going to fly on my chest like with Insanity. But for me, I personally don't think that I will ever do Insanity. But Insanity is an amazing program, and a lot of people have had great results with it. I personally haven't had a lot of challengers pick it because, they pick, I don't know, they don't, but I have had people purchase it, and I know that it's an important program, so I want to learn about it. So if you're a coach out there saying, still after this call, still after following Chalene, still hopefully you got on her calls and all this stuff, I'm hearing from all the test group participants, if you're still saying, I'll never do it, I'll never own it, well, at least get certified because this is going to be a bestseller. No matter how much Beachbody has tried to prepare for it and brace ourselves for it, because 21 Day Fix sold out in less than 3 days. I foresee the same thing happening. This is going to be huge because this is what everybody needs, and because the nutrition plan is easy to follow. The intro price for, I'm not really sure if it's going to be till June 30th. I don't know how long it's going to be, but it's $140, which means you can get the program for $10 when you get Shakeology. So this is going to be sitting on the shelves for a lot of people. So it would be in your best interest to, number one, own it yourself to help people. Number two, get certified, because even if you don't ever want to do this, which is just ridiculous, this is just me being Mindy who just says what I feel, then at least get certified to know about the program, because this is going to help you. This is going to be on the shelves of a lot of people. If you don't own it, if you don't believe in it, people are going to pass you up and come to coaches like us who do believe in it and who do know it. So do yourself a favor. Number one, give it a try. Don't close your mind off to something that you don't have anything, you know nothing about. Because whether you believe it or not, you need it, and this has been eye-opening to all the participants. So give it a try. Like I said, I got Insanity certified, even though I don't own the program. I don't foresee myself teaching it or doing it, in the future. I never say never, but I did it because it's helped me. It's helped me teach a fit club. It's helped me help the people who do own Insanity. It's helped show my dedication to my job as a coach. So get certified, and I just got to work through a few kinks here because I'm not coordinated, like I said, and I'm tone deaf, so I'm working really hard to be able to teach it, but this is going to be great, because this is going to, if you're a coach, if you practice it, if you work past your fears, if you learn how to pick up beats, which I'm not sure you can learn that, but I'm trying, you can reach more people who are gym freaks and who are totally closed off to doing an at-home fitness program. And these at-home fitness programs are great because if you are a member of a gym, I'm pretty sure even if you plan on working out 6 days a week, it doesn't always happen. So it's nice to have something on your shelf. It's great for people who go to the gym and injure themselves or don't know what they're doing and get hurt or something crazy, and they can do this program. It was Michelle, right, that was recovering from an injury and then did PiYo. Is that right, Melissa?
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody that did. Anyway, this is great to get back into it. I couldn't get the question and answer box to open up, but I did ask in the Facebook event group. One person asked about the music. It's not fast-paced like Turbo Fire. I don't know what Turbo Jam's like, but this is very awesome music. It's I've had a lot of people who did try the Elite Sneak Peek workout, which was sweat, and people were saying, what is the music? I love it. So it's not any like combat and stuff that the songs, their songs are well known. These aren't well known songs, but they're very great. They go with the workouts, but like I love P90X3 and I love Tony Horton, but oh my God, the music in the yoga and the P90X3 is enough to make you just fall asleep. It's more like massage music. This is very upbeat, but it's very catchy too. One thing that I posted one day was that I like hardcore music, like rap, rock music, and I've tried to listen to it while doing 21 Day Fix or P90X3's Pilates or yoga, and it's like, you can't do it. I will say the second month when it heats up, I was able to just blast my playlist and do the workouts. The first month, probably not, because you're trying to get familiar with the workouts and you really need to listen to Chalene because she's a great motivator and she's a great person. It's like she reads or is in your living room knowing that your form's off and she coaches you through it. Well, by the second month, you've got the moves down because they're pretty much the basic moves, just jumbled all up in different sequences. But once you have those movements down, you can crank up music and it doesn't really mess up the workouts, in my opinion. So that's to answer that question. People asked about the length of workouts. They are 20 to 45 minutes long. If you're a PiYo instructor, the format are 30 minutes or 60 minutes, just like if you're an Insanity instructor. The other question was how many days a week is this program? It's 6 days a week. But like with any of the other programs, the way PiYo works is your rest days on Friday. Like with any other at-home fitness programs, and just like in real life, you don't have to start a program on Monday. You can start it a certain different day of the week to make sure that your rest day coordinates with when you need it to be done. Some people like Saturday, Sunday, or if their work schedule is different. Holly was wanting to know, she has separated abs. This is a medical question, so we really can't answer those types of questions because we're not doctors. But I will say, I don't know what Melissa's thoughts are on this. There is a lot of planks. There really isn't sit-ups. There are some parts where there's crunches, but it is a lot of core work. So I don't know what you have to say about that, Melissa, because I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, that's I know exactly what you're talking about, the separated abs, and that there's no amount of core work that really will pull those together. But when you do work your core, what you're doing is, of course, losing body fat and defining and strengthening those muscles. So it will improve, but it can't make it go away.
Okay. Let's see.
I love having her.
What?
I love having her on this call.
The other one is the modifier. Is it invisible whole time? Yes. Like Greg was saying, it's at a 90-degree angle. So if you're looking at Chalene, she's face on. There's Mindy Lawthorne, on some, and Janelle, her sister, and Melissa, and Michelle, different people who are facing you. And then the modifier is facing sideways, so you can see this. And this is one thing that I really want to hint upon. Maybe you can put your 2 cents, Melissa, is that this happens all the time. We get people who have been injured, people who are just starting off, who are beginners, who have a substantial amount of weight to drop, and they're trying to follow Autumn. They're trying to follow Sean. They're trying to follow Tony. They're trying to follow Chalene. These people are fitness professionals. If you could really keep up with them, you'd probably be up there teaching it. And there's this word called modifier, and that automatically makes people think, God, I'm a loser, I suck. But for me, following the modifier is something that I've done in 27 months of working out. I followed the modifier in the beginning of PiYo. It doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't mean that you're getting a less effective workout. In fact, I think we would all agree that we'd rather you follow the modifier and make sure your form's right and you're actually using the right muscles than trying to keep up with somebody and doing it sloppy and not getting a workout. Right? Mm-hmm. What do you want to say, Elsa? I know you say this better.
Actually, I think I broke my toe a couple of days ago, and so I've been teaching turbo, and I've been having to modify teaching turbo, meaning that I have to keep it low impact, and I am not working any less than anybody else. Jumping and high impact and specifically more range of motion doesn't always mean a harder workout. Michelle will tell you when she's doing the modified, she's the only one that's besides Chalene that's in all of the videos, and she was spent. That was really difficult for her, even though she's modifying and her range of motion is a little bit smaller. She's still getting an incredible workout. And in fact, she was injured, which she talks about, I think, on the sizzle reel, that she was injured before this was being filmed, and as she was, working on PiYo to get stronger. And the injury, even though she was injured and had to modify through everything, she still lost a substantial amount of weight, and she got stronger. So I always tell people in my PiYo class to put your ego aside, and if you have to modify something, that doesn't mean that you're working any less hard. You're just working differently. And like they said, Michelle is to the side, and when Michelle was doing it, she goes, I don't know how that's going to look on film, but when I saw it, it's amazing because you see such a different perspective, and it's important to get these moves right. So don't worry about not being able to have the correct form and technique, because they're genius about that in this video series. And start modified. Even if you think you're a rock star and you've done Pilates and yoga and all of these fitness programs before, do it modified at least the first time, because I promise you, you will still be one sore unit, and you're going to get great results.
Okay, that was great. Well put. Next question. Somebody asked, how would this be for a newbie? This is one thing I'm saying that Chalene said, especially if you follow the modifier, or like she said, even if you are a yoga rock star or you've rocked P90X, you just finished it and you're waiting for PiYo to come out, if you don't know these moves, follow the modifier. Make sure you're doing it right. We just don't go through the motions, because form is king. This is how you get your results. I hear some people who say, they've seen some of my moves when I was practicing to instruct, or when my coach Becky and I did the first workout off of the preview right when we got off the cruise ship, was that, they're like, oh, I could never do that. And I hear some people say, I could never do it, so then they just assume that they'll never ever be able to do it, so they don't start. You can do it, but you actually have to start before you do to be able to do it. And I hear people say, well, I'm not flexible. Well, Jesus, if you were flexible enough and you could do this, you wouldn't need this video. Everybody needs flexibility. It improves your everyday, day-to-day movements in your life. It improves your workouts, whether you're running, whether you're hitting the gym, whether you're doing, body beats, or, whatever it is. So your flexibility will improve, and you'll be able to do on week 1 or week 2, which you couldn't do on day 1, but you have to start. So this is perfect for anybody. People were asking if we could share Greg's stuff. Yes. Patrick Rowman and Ryan Chapman are the 2 other men that were in the test group, and they had great results too if you want to look them up. Shelly asked about the nutrition. Is a shopping list easy? Like I said, we didn't get the full nutrition plan, but what we did get, which was literally like 4 or 5 pieces of paper, it was very, very similar to 21 Day Fix. So I will say yes. For me, it was easy. If it's not easy when you get it, reach out to your sponsor. Reach out to one of us if you don't have help from your sponsor, and we'll help you get started. If you want to get certified, go to Turbo. Somebody will answer turbokickevents.com. The exact date for releases. What?
Is a program doable for someone who is 100+ pounds overweight and has weak knees? I think this is the program. You've seen people that are. You heard stories of people doing P90X that are 100 pounds overweight, and this I think is an even better program for someone like that. This is a low impact program, a very low impact, and when you're modifying, if you're following Michelle, the modifiers, this is I think a perfect workout for somebody that has weak knees and that is 100 pounds overweight. Because again, you don't have to do what Chalene is doing, as Melissa explained, to get a fantastic workout. As with any program, if you're modifying, and it's better to modify with perfect form than to have bad form and try to keep up with Chalene. I think Melissa would agree with that, right?
And this is one thing too, is that I have my mother-in-law and several friends. They had that plantar fasciitis. I've never really heard about it, but I know it's led to surgery and different procedures, painful procedures for the people I knew. And Chalene mentioned on the call. So again, if you're a coach, go to the Beachbody YouTube channel, watch the 55-minute video that she did. For the people who are saying, are you going to be demonstrating the moves tonight? No, we're not. We're not allowed to do that. Melissa could as an instructor, but we don't have time for that. But go to the Beachbody YouTube channel, search for about 2 weeks ago. Chalene did a question and answer, and she showed some of these things. So if you're a coach, your best interest was to spend 45, 50 minutes and go through this. Somebody asked again too about the different prices. Go to the frequent asked questions in the coach online office. As far as I know, it's $59.95 for the base set. It comes with the 8 workouts plus the bonus workout. The intro price for the challenge pack is supposed to be $140. It releases to the public and to coaches who do not attend Summit on June 23rd. If you go to Summit, you get it soon. So you should be at Summit. So if you're not Summit, I'm sorry, you have to wait. That sucks. So anyways, I don't know how long the intro price is, but after that, it's $160. So I don't see any other questions. Again, you can share all of, Greg or I's transformations. I personally lost 13 pounds, 22 inches total, 7 inches off of my waist, and 5% of my body fat. I got my body fat checked, so what Melissa was saying about your metabolism going, and my friend who's a trainer, he did my body fat measurements on day 1, day 30, day 60, and he was even impressed. He said, these are amazing results from, the short time you did. And then he's a, national bodybuilder and somebody who's been in the fitness industry for a long time. So to come from somebody, like that who, does body fat measurements all the time, I was happy because he was very impressed. So anyways, I hope everybody got their questions answered, and thanks for listening to us and me rattle on like I normally do. Do you guys have anything else to say?
I just want to close by thanking you guys for listening and letting you know that when I teach, I am not the most flexible person in class still to this day. There's probably half of the class is more flexible than me. So please understand that this is not for flexible people. It's for people who need flexibility. And to end on a funny note, because you were talking about plantar fasciitis, Mindy, if you get bored, I want you to go to YouTube and I want you to put in the search box plantar fasciitis and Chalene Johnson, because she made a video of getting a shot in her foot with her plantar. It's hilarious. So, I mean, that's totally off the subject, but it is one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. She cusses. It's hilarious, and you'll love her even more.
Oh, she cusses. That's even better. I cuss all the time. I think I did good. I think I only cussed once on this call. That's like everybody should be really surprised. So, all right, and I did good too. I talk a lot, and we kept it to almost exactly an hour. And now that I told my husband to be quiet till 8:30, he's firing up some loud machine outside. So, with that, I will see everybody at Summit. Thank you, Melissa. Thanks, Greg, and thanks everybody for listening.
And thanks, Mindy. Bye, everybody.
Bye.